Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Noah Grillo, and today in my meeting I want to address how the current nonprofit structure is hindering Make-A-Wish. So, did you guys know that there's a current wish deficit of over $100 million in the past 4 years? For those of you who do not know, the wish deficit is the gap between total donations given and the amount of money it would cost to finance all the wishes right now that are unfulfilled in our database. And this is represented by a number of 17,000 children with critical illnesses not being able to have their wish fulfilled. But how did we get to this point? To go back to what we were talking before in my last presentation, nonprofit organizations are typically gauged by how much of every dollar is donated to a particular cause. And it is because of this metric that we are not really able to act as a business but have to be run as a charity. And it's because we are validated not by how much impact that we have on our certain causes, but rather how much of our operating budget is given to a given charity. And because of this, Make-A-Wish has dedicated too much of our donations solely to mission delivery. And this has not only caused low wages and high turnover, but has also caused a lot of long-term effects, such as a lot of chapters being unable to properly fundraise. It is caused an increase of wishes, and has also, of course, has increased the wish deficit. So with all this being said, I propose that we restructure the budget to emphasize recruitment and retention of highly qualified personnel. As you see here, I made a hypothetical adjustment that if you increase the budget by 4% from programming to salaries, it can, at minimum, give every single Make-A-Wish employee a minimum of $5,512 every single year. Now, this arbitrary figure is not really what's to be taken in. It's what this sort of restructure can mean for our bottom line. I believe that this sort of restructure can not only increase the amount of wishes that we can deliver, because we'll have more money to finance it due to better fundraisers, but it'll also promote productivity of our workers. It will reduce employee turnover and allow Make-A-Wish to grant more wishes. So, reallocating funds to increase wages will bring in additional donations to Make-A-Wish. We, as a nonprofit, it is so imperative to market ourselves properly and be able to bring in more donations. That's why I think that our talent acquisition should represent this. Our talent it should represent this. If we were to restructure our budget, we already have such a good job benefit of having work with a cause. It will only, if we can properly compete with the private sector of proper compensation, we'll be able to have a lot more people wanting to come into Make-A-Wish, and that would have a huge boon to our total earned revenue, because we'll be able to generate more profits. Reallocating funds to increase wage will save time and resources by reducing employee turnover. Research shows that not only does financial insecurity it hurts productivity, but also it shows that when there was a study shown by Forbes that when people were asked why they left a job, the majority of the people said that money was the reason for it. And Make-A-Wish dedicates over $2 million every single year to training and rehiring. And I think that's really inflated due to this due to the high turnover rates. In my first 6 months of working with Make-A-Wish, we lost 5 really good members of our team that we had to retrain and rehire. And so I think that if we restructure the budget, it will not only help us bring in highly qualified members, but also help us retain that, which will save us valuable time and resources. Now, restructuring this budget answers so many problems to not just Make-A-Wish, but many other nonprofits. The only issue that I see arising is the fear that restructuring this budget will cause us reputational strain. It can't be understated the importance of how our donors should know that every single dollar that they give goes into the cause. But it is this fear that we're facing, this reputational strain, that stifles us from making any sort of beneficial adjustments. We need to remember that it is the fear, that fear itself is what hinders growth. And if we need to stay focused on what Make-A-Wish's true objective is, and that is to grant life-changing wishes to children with critical illnesses. We've done really well so far, but we never know when children are going to run out of time. That's why it's up to us to grant as many life-changing wishes as we can to their families and to them. That's why, again, I propose that we restructure the budget to incentivize recruitment, because it will not only help us bring in more revenue, but it'll also increase productivity and save us time and money. Thank you so much, and I will open the floor for any questions. Yes.
What are some of the problems that may be caused by rearranging the budget for Make-A-Wish?
So really the biggest issue is that traditionally people love to see really high amounts of the budget going directly into mission delivery. And that sort of reputational strain can potentially cause people to pull away from donating to Make-A-Wish. And that's just really, I guess, short-sighted of people, because we are not a charity, we're a business just like anything else. But that's why I think this is the kind of the long-term game. Right now, how it's working, we are only getting an increase in the wish deficit, and that's not going to change if we make the changes like a business.
So you would agree that this is a viable change as long as the optics are ideal?
Yes. Yeah. If we are able to bring in people who can generate more donations, then it's complete. Yeah, then it's completely viable.
Have you thought about any ways you could explain the change in the budget to people donating? So like when people would see that high percentage is going towards wages, like how would you explain that to the public in a quick, simple way?
I think people like to see that employees are getting good money for the job for the work that they're doing. People love Make-A-Wish. They love the cause. They love to donate to it. So they also would love to see that the people who are performing these wishes are also being compensated a little bit more, so that they can survive on their own. Anything else? All right. Thank you guys so much.